Hello, hello. Oh, I should probably turn this off. All right. Hey, guys. I am excited to be back. Hi, everyone. I'm going to wait for the live to kick on my iPad here. That way I know everybody can see me. And then we'll get started. Grab my sweater until I get hot. All right. It's just going to take a minute, I think, to get going. There we go. There we go. Okay. Hello. Hi. I feel like I'm crooked a little bit. I might be a little crooked. All right. That's fine. Who cares? Who cares? Hey, everyone. Welcome to a spontaneous-ish live here on YouTube. Guys, it has been a long time since we've done a live. It's been 2 months, right? September, October? Yes, it's been 2 months since I've done anything on any video device at all, whether that's on YouTube or on Patreon. And it's been even longer since I've done a live here on YouTube. So I'm really excited to be back to hang out with you all. I've been missing you. I have not been doing a lot of crafting at all. And really, honestly, I don't feel bad about it. It's fine. It's life. The one project that I have been trying to stay up, well, that I have been going back to and filling in is this like stampy memory planner, which kind of doubles as a way to still use some photos and a way to still be creative, and also a way to just quick jot down some things that are happening as the months go by. Because in the future, someday, I may come back and say, you know what, I want to finish out my Project Life albums. This is going to be an excellent resource, an excellent tool for me to use if and when I decide to do that. So that's what we're going to work on today. It's nothing mind-blowing. It's not anything crazy. I'm literally just going to be stamping and gluing down some pictures, and that's it. So nothing like, you know, uber creative, but that's okay. Sometimes it's good to just do something fun for a little bit. It is so good to see you all here. I'm going to say hi to everyone who I see right now. I see hi Karen and Kay, Lacey, Janine, Shannon, Brenda, Terry, Lisa, Lacey. I already said Lacey, right? Lacey, well, you get it twice. Melly, Risa, Bronwyn, Janelle, Beth, Julie, Lynn. It's just, guys, it's really good. It's really good. So I'll tell you a little bit about how today even happened. I've been wanting to do some of these spontaneous things, and you'll probably see me do more in the future. It's really difficult for me to have dedicated time to do crafting, and you'll see that as we fill this out, because you'll see how busy life is. It's just really, really busy. But once a month, my husband goes and does a game weekend with 2 of my brother-in-laws and then 2 of our good friends. So they're gone, or he is gone, all weekend long. And we're trying to line that up with some childcare for at least Friday night, or at least one of the nights that he's gone. And that would give me time to come in here and do some of this. If that doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But it is possible that I might be able to do these a little bit more regularly, but they might still be spontaneous. So just, you know, that is that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We'll get into it. We'll get into it as we get into this planner and stuff. And I don't know. Tell me in the comments. I'm going to get things adjusted and turned over so we can look at my desk. But tell me, as I'm getting everything set up, what has been happening in your neck of the woods? What have you been up to? How was your October? What are you working on? You know, all the things, because it's just been ages and ages. Okay, we're going to flip this around. It's going to take me a hot second to get it into the right place. I just like to start so I can see you all before we get going too much. Okay, so we're going to put that in here. For those of you who weren't in my Patreon way back when, P.S. I don't have a Patreon anymore. So if you're looking for it, I don't have it. I shut it down. But if you were in that Patreon group, you would know that in about, oh gosh, was it April or May? I switched my type of phone. So I have been an iPhone person forever. And I recently this year changed to a Google phone. So it's been a bit of an adjustment to get used to how the Google phone works and all of the functions. One of the really big downsides of the Google phone is that the volume button is directly in the middle of the phone, exactly in the same spot that all mounts grip. So if I tighten it too much, then it presses down on the volume buttons and it makes everything out of focus. So you have to like be very, very precise with all of it. Okay, but I think we're in a good spot. I think we're straightish. And we can get going. So here is what I'm working on today. This is my Passion Planner. If you are unfamiliar with Passion Planner, I can give you a quick view of what this looks like on the inside for like regular pages. Essentially, this is a planner that helps you set and achieve goals. So it's a very goal-driven planner, but it's also a time-based planner, which is something that I really, really loved, especially when I was working for myself. It just helped me to keep everything on track. I have since moved to a different kind of planner, and I can share that with you too if you like. Just giving something different a try and seeing how that goes. It's not time-based, and I'm not sure how I feel about it because I'm so used to a time-based planner. So like here's an example. So here would be the November. So we have November that has the monthly view. In the monthly view, you get this month's focus for personal and work, people to see, places to go, things to learn. Down at the bottom, we have personal projects and work projects, top priorities, and then just like a project list. And then over here, we have this break it down. You can create a mind map. You can use it to just like jot notes. It's just an empty space to do what you want with. Then each of the weekly views have and you can choose Monday to Sunday or Saturday. No. I'm a Monday to Sunday person. Can you tell? Sunday to Saturday. I'm like, what is the official first day of the week? It is Sunday, right? So Sunday to Saturday or Monday to Sunday. Then at the top of each day, you have today's focus in this little box. And then we have times from 6 a.m. all the way up to 10:30 p.m. where you can fill out your daily routine. And then on this side, we have this week's focus, good things that happened, a personal to-do list, a work to-do list, and then another one of those blank spaces for just writing down whatever you want. And then that is every single week is the same thing. And then we have a monthly reflection at the end where there are some questions that it asks and you can fill it in to kind of gauge how the month was and what you want the month ahead to look like. A couple times throughout, there are, I think one was in June. There are these. So there's a beginning of the year roadmap. Did I do anything with it? No, I didn't. I never do. So there's this beginning of the year roadmap that helps you kind of map out your year, and then the mid-year check-in, and then I think there's probably something at the end. But again, I don't really use those. So no, just a longer reflections, a 2-page reflections at the end. Then you have blank paper and you have grid paper. So that is the Passion Planner. I use my Passion Planner for a memory planner. What I do for the memory planner, for those of you who are unfamiliar, is I use the calendar pages to add in little photos for every day of the month. Now, I have a cheat because I don't always take a photo every day of the month, and I have been particularly bad at this in the last, 6 months of this year. So sometimes I cheat and I pull up like book covers, like those are fake pictures or, pictures I just got online and printed off. I will sometimes print out pictures. Let me see if I have any other. September is what we're going to be gluing down. Like this is a picture of a building that I pulled from online for a place that we went to on that day. So sometimes they're not necessarily pictures I am taking. They are just things that represent something that happened in that day or around that day to help bring back the memories of that, if that makes sense. Plus, I just like the way it looks when it's all filled with photos. I cover up that section that I was showing you that says this month's focus, people to see, places to go, things to learn. I cover that up and I put down the week number, and this is very relevant for when I do Project Life, and then it also correlates to the individual weeks. And then at the bottom, I started putting some things in here. So I chose to do highlights for each of our family members. So highlights for my daughter, highlights for my son, highlights for Aaron, highlights for me. And then over here was blank until we got to September. September, I haven't done any of the photos. I have these highlights and I added some headers. I feel like the headers are too thick. So on the next one, I think I might see if I can make them skinnier. And then here, I turned this into a mind map of bucket list items, things that we wanted to do in that month, if that makes sense. For the weeklies, I have no pictures. It is just stamps and jotted down notes. Generally, I pick 1 to 3 things that happen in a day. I have a stamp that I use that represents whatever that thing is, and then I will write down a sentence or two that explains what that stamp represents. So, for example, I have for September 4th, I have this pool party with the waves, and this represents going to my cousin's house. So I said Chris and Jen hosted the family for Labor Day pool party. We all had so much fun, especially the kids. They swam all day. And that's all I said. So I'm not necessarily filling out a journal, like an entire page of journaling all about the pool party. It's just a couple of sentences, but really that's all I'm going to need when I go to do any kind of documentation later. I don't need all the details. I'm fine having just like little bits and pieces. That's okay. So that's what I've turned the hourly portion into. So you'll see like this one is one story. This one has 3 different things. So talking about being back to regular routines, this was swim lessons, and this was going to bed early that day because we were super tired. Sometimes there are 2 things. So it just kind of depends on what I even have to talk about from the day. For the work list and personal to-do list, I ignore the titles here. And instead, I fill out daily gratitudes. So 3 to 4 things, depending on the number of spaces that exist, that I am grateful for Monday through Friday and the weekend. And then this section over here is where I write down the things that I read, generally the things that I finished reading that week, the shows or the movies that we watched, the games or things that we did that were very much play, and then places that we went to, which you'll see in October. I'm going to change places that we went to things that we ate, because these are already in here. I don't need them down here too. So I was like, what else can I document that might be kind of fun? So I'm going to document things that are either really, when it comes to food, things that are really like pivotal for that season. So, you know, like the fall is going to be soups and stews and all of that. But I also especially want to document some of the new recipes that we're trying, because I feel like in years in the future, it'd be fun to go back and be like, oh, that is where we started making that recipe. How fun, you know? So anyway, that's that. Over here, I have some stats. I like to keep track of my, a couple of my like follower numbers. So Instagram is the little picture, YouTube is the like play button, and then my book club is this little book symbol over here. I did a pretty good job for a couple weeks and then did a really bad job for the rest. And then October, I haven't done any. So these are my notes. I'll explain this to you here in a minute and how I gathered all of these notes for anybody who's doing a much after the fact documentation system too. You know, how do you actually remember what happened on the different days? I'll explain my process. So that's what we're going to be working on today. I'm going to fill in the photos here. That's all I'm missing. This I can do later. And then we're going to start working on stamping out October. Tomorrow, I'm going to do another live during lunchtime, like noon my time, so 12 Eastern time. And tomorrow I'll fill in the October pictures, and then we'll continue filling out whatever I have left of here. So that's what we got. Let me see what you guys have been up to. Oh, let's see here. Kay, you always had a Samsung and went to Apple this year. Kay, has that been like has it been any kind of difficult transition? I feel like a lot of the Google phone stuff is very similar to iPhone, but there are certain things that have been not an easy transition. One of those things is video, and video editing is so different on this phone compared to my iPhone, and it just stresses me out. So that's also a big reason why I don't do a lot of videos anymore, because I just don't have the time or patience to try and teach myself a new thing. Someday I will. But for now, you know, anyway, so I'm curious if it was like that for you too. Lacey, no creative time moving into your new scrap room. How is that coming along? How's your room coming? I've seen a couple of pictures that you posted on Instagram, Lacey, and it looks like, I mean, that's so fun to be able to go into your new section. Let's see, October Daily. Lynn, you've been doing Project Life mainly. Oh, Bronwyn, you bought one of these for next year. I'm doing one of these next year too. I already know which one I want. I'm just trying to see if they will do a Black Friday sale. That's the only thing stopping me from hitting the buy button. I have 2 additional notebooks. Well, they're not notebooks. 2 additional planners that I need to purchase for next year. And I'm just holding out hope that these little small businesses are going to do a Black Friday sale. But they may not because they're small businesses and I forgive them. One is the Passion Planner. I want to get the green and gold. It's so pretty and it has this really pretty spine and like, oh, I just want it so bad. The other one is the Budget Mom, her Budget by Paycheck book. I've been using the Budget Mom budgeting system for 2 years now. Next year will be my 3rd year and I love it. I just, you know, I need to get a book. I've never used the big books. I've always used the little ones, the little booklets, and I love those, but they're sold out. So I guess it's time to try something new. But again, you know, we'll see if they do Black Friday. Let's see. Oh, curtains. Oh man, new curtains and a rod and oversized chair. That sounds delightful. So you can like go in your crafty room to scrapbook, but you can also go and sit in there and just get comfy and read a good book. Heck yes. Let's see here. Okay, while we're chatting, I'm going to cut my photos apart because that's the part that takes the long, well, it doesn't take the longest, it's just tedious. So I'm cutting my strips of photos. These photos are printed at 1.25 inches by 1 inch, so they're very small. And they just go into these little calendar spots, which I think what I'm going to do is just use some of these. Wait, Passion Planners are on sale right now. Brenda, is that for the 2024 weekly one? Or is that for the older ones? Because I saw that there was an older one. I know the one that I want is like it's like $8 or $10 off. So that's just me being like, maybe it'll go on more sale. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out when the time comes. Beth, you are organizing December daily supplies, caught up with one little word, layouts for the yes, no story kit. Kate, Project Life, hoping to have 2023 done by the end of the year. Hey, you know what? You gotta go where the motivation is taking you, right? Like, awesome. Having this year's done by the end of the year is in and of itself like such a great achievement. It's totally okay if you haven't touched last year's. That's fine. It will always be there, you know, and the memories won't totally leave you either. So it's all good. Let's see. Where else are we at? Julie, your family album, Project Life and traditional daily pages. Julie, I've been seeing your daily pages on Instagram too. So fun. It seems like you're really enjoying making those. Yeah, a lot of things do put away. What else? A black. Yeah. Oh, I totally get you, Bronwyn. Yeah. You know, a lot of people swear by that black one. They just love it. Plus, it's a very neutral color then, too, you know? Now 40. Okay. So, yeah, it's like $11 off. Oh, maybe I just need to get it. I don't know. I probably just need to get it and stop dragging my feet. I honestly really want to get that budget planner too because I'd like to have some of it done before the new year. And spending Christmas vacation, getting a budget, well, you know, that could actually be fun. But it could also be not fun. So I could just get it and start on it beforehand. Ugh. I've been pretty good about not spending money on crafting crafting supplies. I did get some stuff from Stationery Pal when did I get that? In October. But I got it because I wanted it for reading, for some like annotation supplies for reading books, not necessarily for scrapbooking, which is kind of funny. Yeah, no more than 30 minutes. I think that's really smart too, because you can do 30 minutes. Or at least you might, it's possible to find 30 minutes of time in a day. Some days. But yeah, I like that. I like the daily pages. Is anybody doing a Thankful 30 this month? I contemplated it. I'll tell you that. I attempted it one time and I utterly failed. By which I mean, I think I documented gratitude for like 3 days and then it just, died by the wayside. Mostly because I did December daily and I did October daily. So having a project in the middle was just pure chaos and I couldn't do it. I did contemplate it for this year though, and then ultimately decided not to. Mostly because I just don't have time. I just don't have time. And so I was like, oh, that could be so fun. But when am I going to do it? So I decided not to. But I have been seeing a couple, like Marsha Makes, and Susan of Little Things, Big Days. And who else did I just see? Elise, who was formerly Future Craft, is doing one, right? And is Geraldine, or maybe not Elise. Is it Elise or is it Geraldine? It's one of them. One of them's doing it. Anyway, I've been seeing a lot of them online on Instagram when I pop in on Instagram every once in a while. And they're so pretty. They're so pretty. Somebody, who was it that was doing a tag? It was a tag, a vellum tag. And then it went onto a two-ring album. It wasn't Marsha, I don't think. Oh, I don't remember who that was. I just saw it today and I was like, wow, that's really pretty. Anyway, any of you guys doing it? Kate, sort of. Adding it into your daily pages. I like that. Yeah. It's just really tough, I think, because there's so many different holiday projects this time of year that it's super tough to do them all, even though we want to. Okay, so we're getting there. We're almost there. Halfway. It's so cute when it fills up with all of these. It just, I love this. It makes me feel like I have a good reason to take pictures still, or like my pictures aren't just going to die in their albums. Did I cut that wrong? I totally did. How did I miss that? Oh, you know what? It's right here. Oops. Okay, we're gonna fake that till we make it. Just stick them together. And nobody will be any the wiser except for all of you. If you don't tell, I won't. Okay. Yay. That goes there. Anyway. Alright, so all of the September pages in here, I already did fill in all the stamping for. I did that. There was a weekend where I just had a free day. The whole family was home though, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to go up and just fill in the rest of my stamping for September. So I did do that. I just never sat down and did this part. And then October, I have none of it. I did pull out some inks because I usually like to pick, you know, cohesive inks to use and seasonal. This one I did everything this green, brown, and tan color, like beige. Because to me that felt very September-ish. Felt like beginning of fall, beginning of school, you know, all those things. But October, I have 2 color palettes, so I think I'm just going to alternate them. I have your traditional orange and black, but I'm going to do orange, a lighter gray, and a darker gray, and then, you know, black on top, or black intermixed. And then I also have a green, purple, and kind of like mustardy yellow color, which I also think feels like October. So I think we'll just alternate them. I pulled stamps for the first week of October, but I did not pull any other, I didn't pull any of the other weeks. So we can also kind of talk about, you know, stamp storage and how to find what you're looking for, that sort of thing, when we get to those weeks. Okay. Also, I do all of my photo editing, if you don't know, on Photoshop, and then I add all of these little photos into a 3x4 canvas, not 3x4, 4x6 canvas. Yes, and print them off on that, so I get a whole bunch of photos all on these 2 little prints. It doesn't take a lot of photo paper or ink to make it happen. Okay, 2 more, and then we can talk about these photos and what they all are. All right, and then we'll move on to October. Okay, so, oops, you go here, you go here. All right, so here's what I've got for photos this month, for September. Maybe I can hold this up. Let me see if you guys can, if this is easier to see. All right, also it's very dark. Tomorrow it should be light. It'll be lighter because it'll be noon. So for anybody who's here tomorrow, we'll have better lighting. I apologize for the darkness. Okay, so here we go. So my pictures for the month of September are Friday. I think Jonah was home. He didn't feel good. Friday was my father-in-law's birthday. Aaron took Izzy to his house. He was very upset. So I was like, oh, we'll stay home and play video games together. So he and I played Stardew Valley together. Saturday, there was a little cat parade in our backyard. We have a whole bunch of stray cats in our neighborhood, and a mama cat gave birth to 4 kittens this summer. And the 5 of them are just like super tight. Like they just constantly go everywhere together. They're super cute, and they hang out in our backyard and our neighbor's backyard. So I got a picture of them all in a big parade. Sunday was May's 3rd birthday. We went to a splash pad with the kids and had a good time then. This was the day we went over to my cousin's house for a pool party. So that's Jonah on a big floaty. Tuesday would have been swim lessons, a picture of Izzy. Wednesday, Aaron went to this new bar with his brother and a good friend of ours called The Last Level, which has a bunch of retro game things. So they went and had a good time there. Thursday is the day that I uploaded all of my past Patreon content onto YouTube. And by uploaded, I mean I just switched it from being unlisted, which meant that unless you had a link, you couldn't see it. And that's how you're able to put videos onto a platform like Patreon, where only patrons can see them and not your typical, you know, YouTube viewer. What I didn't know is that when you changed them from unlisted to public, it publishes them as if you had uploaded them and published them the same day. So I had hundreds of videos post all at once. It was so stressful. But, you know, it's all good. So that was my little update on YouTube, not YouTube, my update, well, it was YouTube and it was also Patreon, not Patreon, gosh, I can't even speak, Instagram, to say like, hey, here's what's going on. You won't really see me a whole lot for a while. Friday, we played in the basement with some stuff. Saturday, the kids went to this like bubble show with my dad and his really good friend, and they brought these bubble guns home, and I have this super cool pictures of the kids like shooting bubbles around them. They're really pretty. Then Sunday, we went to the Renaissance Festival. Monday, Erin cooked a new recipe of fish and chips. This is not a picture we took. I just got this online. Um, Tuesday, we have swim lessons again. This time I took a picture of Jonah. Then on Wednesday, Erin and I celebrated our 10-year anniversary. We did it a day early because my parents watch the kids on Wednesdays. So we're like, let's take advantage of this and go out for a date night. So we did. So that's us on our day before our 10-year anniversary. Then on the 14th, we got school pictures back. You guys, I don't know if you can see this one of Jonah. It kills me. It's hilarious because Jonah, number one, never looks at the camera ever. If you ask him to smile at the camera, he will look anywhere except for at the camera. And so I don't know how they got him to look at the camera, but he is bug-eyed and like, and this is like a grimace. It's not even a smile. I don't know what this is. And his hair's all crazy because he was sick for the day he was supposed to go get his hair cut. It was just a whole thing. So I was like, this is the best first school photo ever. And we are definitely not doing retakes because it's priceless. So I love it. I died laughing. Then on Friday, we had my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, Caitlin and Alex, came over with May and Elric to hang out. So we got a picture of the kids all playing in the backyard. On Saturday, Erin ran a 5K and the kids did a, what is it, like a 100-meter dash, just a fun run together. And so they all got medals and they were excited about that. We went to a fair the same day, but I wanted this picture. Sunday, I spent an entire day pulling together all of our clothes that we're ready to get rid of, toys that we're ready to get rid of, books that we're ready to get rid of, like all the stuff that we were ready to get rid of. And there is this really awesome company called Just Between Friends that is a huge mom-to-mom sale, but it is a franchise company. So here, where I live, there's one in Ann Arbor that happens twice a year. It is the best. It is the best. And so this year I decided to sell some of my stuff there. And so I spent an entire day tagging and it was a hassle. But I did make like a little over $200 by selling things. And it was hard to find things to sell. So I would definitely recommend it. And I would recommend looking up if you have kids or if you know somebody with kids or if you're grandma or whatever it is, look up this Just Between Friends and see if there's one near you because they're amazing. Then on Monday, I went and volunteered at the Just Between Friends to help set it up because if you volunteer and you sell, then you can get tickets that get you in as early as possible. So you are the first people to shop it, which is also a huge bonus. Then on Tuesday, I spent the day trying to figure out what to get the kids. My kids are really into Captain Underpants and Dogman. So I went through all of their books to find out what they already had. Because then when I went to the mom-to-mom sale, they're like $2. Some of them were $1.50, some were $2, some were $3. And I wanted to make sure I didn't buy ones we already had. So I just made huge lists. We actually shopped it on Wednesday. I was able to bring Caitlin with me, my sister Haley with me, my mom came with me, and we just were there kind of all day. It's like a whole all day thing, but I got my kids' wardrobe purchased. So for the whole, for this, like the fall and the winter season, they are shopped for. And I also got all of the kids' Christmas presents shopping done at the same time. And it was like, the savings is so crazy. So anyway. I love it. On Thursday, I was at work and some vendor or like a third party person, somebody who wants to work with us, dropped by with this huge case of really delicious donuts. I was the only one there. And so I brought them home for the family to eat and it was really awesome. I was like, this is so cool. On Friday, I went and met with my sisters, so Caitlin, Haley, and our friend Sarah, at Applebee's to talk about our Shelf Life Book Club Patreon that we are going to be starting up next year. And that was really cool. So we went and did that and selected like a whole bunch of different books to have our people vote on for next year. And then on Saturday, I went to a drive-in movie at my friend's house. Sunday, we sat around, played video games all day. Monday, Jonah, my little guy, had to have a couple of cavities filled. That was no fun. Because then he just went ahead and massively bit his lip and had the biggest fat lip I have ever seen for probably like 2 weeks. And so the next day I actually kept him home because I didn't want him to bite it again. So I have him with this, I mean, it was huge. And it was just days because here Wednesday was his birthday and he turned 5 with a huge fat lip. Poor guy. I finished a book here. So there's kind of like a filler image, right? Just from the internet. On Friday, we joined back with our bowling league. It has been 4 years. Is that right? No, three years. We did 2019. And then we missed 2020, 2021, 2022. It's been like 3.5 years since we have been on a bowling league. And so we finally joined it again. We finally they had a spot for us. And that was our first day back. And then on Saturday, it was Jonah's birthday party where we invited his whole class, which is only 15 kids, to go and do a bowling thing, and had a handful of them come. So we got to meet the kids. It was super fun. So that is September. It was a really busy month. They're all really busy. I say that, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. So like here you can see some of those stamps. So I have like this little fair for the Renaissance Festival. I have this retro game for the day that the boys went to the bar, the pool party ones. It's really fun for me to try and find stamps that match the different things that we did. So like here I've got a running shoe for the race that they did, and then the Ferris wheel, yes, Ferris wheel, to represent the fair. You know, I did for our actual anniversary, I did 10 things that are true about me and Aaron now that are still true from way back when. You know, like just things that I'm grateful for, that I love, that I want to celebrate about us. 10 things for 10 years. That was fun. That was the day I volunteered. This was the day we did nothing but play video games. I got my budget up to date after weeks of not doing it, you know, going to the dentist, Jonah turning 5, birthday party. So, you know, it's just really fun. It's really fun to find the things. I've not filled this out yet. I still need to. I probably still will. We'll go back and do that. Okay, so let's get into October. Let's talk about October. He's saying geez. He might be saying geez, but like, it's the best thing. It's literally the best thing. Yeah. All right, let's see here. The Monica engagement photo. Yes. Okay, so Brenda, if you are close, so the one that we go to is in Ann Arbor. I'm pretty sure you're on the other side of the state, though. There might be one in Grand Rapids, though, and that I feel like is maybe closer to where you're at. Look it up. Look it up. Just Between Friends is what it's called. Okay, so let's work on October. Woohoo! The first thing I'm going to do here is let me tell you how I was able to fill this all out, because I filled in all of these notes today for all of the days. So how did I know what the heck happened? First place I go to look to figure out what happened throughout the last 31 days is my photos. So I go to my photos, and I also go to Aaron's photos. The really cool thing about Google Phones is that they link to Google Photos, and then they auto upload into the cloud, so I can like grab them on the computer. But Aaron and I also like automatically share all of our photos together as well. So I just get his photos, which is nice because I used to have to go and steal his phone and look through there and upload them to Shutterfly and, you know, the whole thing. So that is a big benefit for the Google phone. So I look first at photos, and what I did this time, because I had absolutely no notes, is I made myself these sticky notes and I set them out like a calendar. So I did like this, which we'll set that over here. Right, so like there is week 1, right, and I did it for all the weeks. There's that one, and then this one, you know, like this, And I had it all laid out, all on my desk. So then I went through my pictures and I wrote down different things that were triggered based on the pictures themselves. So examples would be Izzy went to the dentist on the 3rd and had a tooth pulled. I had a picture from when we went there, so I wrote that down. I have, I don't have any pictures from any of that. Let's see, where else? Oh, we went to these a haunted trail. And so I wrote down the Glenlore trails for that day, for the 7th. The kids went to a horse show on Sunday, which were pictures from Erin because I stayed home and cleaned, and so I wrote that down here. So filling that out based on the pictures that I took. Then I pull out my planner. My planner that I'm using these days is this one from, who are you by? Plum Paper is who it's by, and it's actually a customized planner. So I have my important things like half day of school, Fenton homecoming, my kids go to Fenton schools, Alex and Caitlin's anniversary, Danielle and RJ's anniversary, no school that day, Shelf Life Book Club, our friend's birthday, my brother's birthday, like all of that's already printed in here, so I don't have to worry about it. And then mine are different sections. So I have meals, kids, home, appointments, activities, and notes. And it's, it's been a learning process to figure out how to use this versus a time-based, but so far it's okay. This is the next place that I went to figure out what happened in that particular week. So an example here would be on Monday the 2nd would have been Izzy's first day of having math homework. So the first time that she's ever had homework that wasn't just reading. So I wrote that down, start of math homework. I also have, let's see here, like here I had swim lessons, which I didn't even write down swim lessons because I had enough things. I had, there's the dentist appointment again. Here I had a Zoom catch-up call with my friend Kasha, so I wrote that down, catch-up call with Kasha. I have, I already had that. Kids' hair appointment, because I didn't take any pictures when the kids got their hair done, so there's Izzy's hair appointment, and she got purple in her hair that day, and I never took a picture of it. So it helps me to capture some of those things that I don't necessarily have pictures of. So that is place number 2 that I go looking for what happened in that day. If I was doing a daily journal, that could be another place to go and look for things that happened. Then after that, I go to my 3rd resource for what the heck happened in that week, and that is my budget, because your budget tells a lot about the things that you do on a daily basis. So I go in here and I went to my expense trackers and I just leafed through them, and I was like, oh wait, here on the 2nd, we had our car repaired, and I don't have a picture. I don't have anything written down anywhere, but it is in my budget, so I wrote that down. Car repair, we got our muffler changed out on the car that I drive because it practically fell off. What else did I have in here? Oh, I went and got Mexican Fiesta. Didn't write that down anywhere else, but I have that on here now. I went to Mexican Fiesta with my mom for lunch on that day. So your budget tells a lot about the things that you, or your expense report, your bank statements, those types of things if you don't do a budget. That can tell you a lot about what you do in a day or in a month, a week, a year, whatever it is. Then the next place that I go to look, if I'm still not satisfied that I have everything filled out the way I want, is my email. I will go and look through my email to see if I got any specific emails on specific days. A lot of times that's like school communications that come through, or what else could that be? It could be just like random messages or emails from friends, family, that sort of thing, or different like business things that are going on. The other place that I went to look, because I actually don't keep any of my work information in my planner, all of that is at work on the computer in a secure place, but I do go and I look through every single day in my work and say, what happened on that day? Was there anything work related that I want to put in my planner or in my memory planner? So that's another place that I go and look. And then the last thing that I will do is to gather the information about what we watched, read, played, and ate. So I use my meal plans to figure out what we ate that week. I use, unfortunately, Netflix, and it probably does for my sister. because it's my sister's Netflix account. She can probably go and look at our history of the things that we watched, but I don't have access to that. So if I did, I would look there for the things that I watched. But also you can look at, like, we use Amazon Prime and we use YouTube TV and those sort of things, and we can find that data there as well. For reading, I use 2 different apps. I am an avid Goodreads app user, and I also use Storygraph, which I actually like a lot more than Goodreads, but Goodreads is more prominently used, and so I like to have both places. But I will go and look there to see what books did I finish throughout the month, like what were my finishing dates. From that, I can get a pretty darn good picture of what I did. Because let me tell you, a week from now, I will not remember what I did today. For me, if I can have 1 to 3 things for every day, then I'm happy with that. So that's kind of where we're at here. Now what I want to do, because these are going to bulk up my book, and I don't want the bulk, is I'm actually going to take these out and just layer them up so that when we get to those weeks, we can pull them back out. But that is all that. Ideally, with this project, it doesn't take very long to come in here, to pull out 2 stamp sets, 3 stamp sets, stamp them onto the page, and write my notes. That would probably take me 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Ideally, that is what I would do, is at the end of the day, before I go to bed, I would come in here, stamp a couple things, jot down some notes, and go to bed. I can tell you that that does not happen. It just doesn't happen. And the days go by, and they keep going by. They keep going by, and I can't, I just get lazy and I don't do it. So this is a lot of work to have to go back and figure it all back out. It's much easier if you just do it in the moment. But in case you're like me and you find yourself struggling to keep up with a daily practice like that, or even a weekly practice like that, just know that there are ways that you can go and find the information. Your memories are not lost. Your days are not lost. We have so many different footprints that show us where we walked each day. So many different things. It's just finding the resources. You can also look at text messages too. That's another thing I like to do sometimes, is see, who was I chatting with and what were we talking about on specific days. Okay. So we are going to set these all to the side, and I'm going to start with getting the bare bones part done in this book first. Okay. There we go. So there's all that. Now, I just want to use black, I think. So let's start with this page. I know that I want to do this. Actually, maybe I'll do that later. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But this I want to do right now because it's stamping, so I might as well. So I've got my little bucket list of things that we were hoping to do. And okay, and then I've got this. So we're going to do October. I'm going to stamp into the middle down here, just with black. I'm excited because I have some newer Halloween and fall stamps that I haven't had a chance to use yet. Because I bought them, I don't remember when I bought them. It's been a while, but I haven't used them yet. So this is going to be my chance. Okay, so we got October. And then, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do November too, because we're here. It's already November. Why wait until the next time I decide to binge work on this? Nope, not. There we go. So I'll do November. The bucket list I'll do later in November though. Maybe tomorrow. Okay. So there's that. And then I can put this away. You know what? I'm just going to do December. I mean, why not? Let's just do it. Get it done. Get it done. Anybody doing something fun? I'm gonna have to go back and like look at all your stuff, all your comments. Anybody doing anything fun in the month of November? We are going to Disney for the week of Thanksgiving, for an entire week. We are driving there. It'll take us 2 days to get there and then 2 days to get back home. And then we're going to be in Florida because we leave Saturday, Sunday. We're going to be there. We're going to be there for 6 days and then we drive back home. We're going to 3 of the parks. We're going to do Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. So we're skipping out on Epcot because I've done Epcot a number of times, and it's not that it's not kid friendly. There are things there that the kids would like, but really the other 3 parks are going to be more memorable for them. I think they can do Epcot later when they're older. But anyway, so we're going to do those 3. We're also skipping out on Universal because Universal failed us. They were supposed to have built their Mario World portion this year. It was supposed to be done this year, and now it's pushed out. It was pushed out to 2024, and now I think it's even pushed out to 2025. So Jonah is devastated. There's no Mario World. We're like, don't worry. When it is built, we will go. When it is built, we will go. But yeah, so no Universal, but we are doing the other ones. I did put that in the right spot. Yes. Okay, let's go back. So we've got October here. That can be put away. Okay. And then let's do, nope, not you. I want this. Okay, so some different things we wanted to do. Most we accomplished. Some I think we didn't. Definitely one thing we didn't. I think it's just one. Okay, so we did this ghost train thing, which we'll get to more of that later. I do have a train, but it's huge. Instead, I'm just going to stamp the ghost. And I'll write ghost train, so I know what that means. Okay. So we've got that. This was the Heidi Swap haunting captions. I bought all of Heidi Swap's Halloween stamps this year because they were amazing. I loved them. We've also got... What did I have you for? Oh, I want to trick or treat. Okay, this one has this corn on it. A corn icon. We did a corn maze. We do a corn maze every year. So, I wanted the corn. Like, how's this going to look? It just looks kind of like a blob. Let me see what you look like. I mean, it kind of works. I think I want to do you in yellow. Going against myself here, but I kind of want the yellow because it's hard to tell if that's corn. So let's just do yellow. Yellow for you. It's still hard to tell that's corn. Darn. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, so we got that. Say corn maze anywhere? I would love that. It sure doesn't. Okay. I wonder if I can like, let's see here. Marker. If I can like just kind of trace on here. I think that kind of works, right? Maybe? Yay, corn. It kind of works. I don't know. It's okay. Is it supposed to be like curled down? I can't tell. Maybe. Maybe I like that. Okay, corn. What else have we got? Got the ghost train, got the corn maze. Okay, we got that. I wanted this one, says trick or treat. come on. There we go. Because obviously that was a bucket list. We needed to go trick-or-treating. Put that here. Okay. All right, let's see what you guys are doing here. Okay, I saw that. I saw that. Get to workbook. Lynn, I have also done the get to workbook. But I did that like, I want to say I did that in 2019 or 20. It's been a long time since I've done the get to workbook. But it's I'm interested that you did the plum paper and then switched. I don't know. I think I'm just going to be like a perpetual switcher of planners. It's really hard to pick one and just stick with it, I think. All right. I think for this, I want to do, this one is going to represent movies. I'm going to use Mary's hair from Hocus Pocus. Let me see here. Let's see, 21 blanks like it better. Huh. Let's see, organizing, looking at Storygraph. What do you like about it? So Julie, Storygraph. So Storygraph is an app that is for tracking books. The thing that I like about it is that I don't always have time and or desire to write a big long review about the books that I read. But I do want to be able to put in some reviews about it. Like I do want to be able to explain why I reviewed something the way I did. What I like about Storygraph is that you can, you can designate whether, like the edition of the book that you read. So let's say that you read a book as a Kindle book. They're going to have that as an edition. If it's an audiobook, there's the edition of that, or the paperback or the hardcover. So it's a better way of tracking the types of books or the ways that you are consuming the books that you're reading. So there's that. Also, when you finish it, so you can mark it as finished, and then you can go in and do a review. When you do the review, it asks a series of questions to have you fill out. So it asks the, oh gosh, what do they call it? It's kind of like the themes of the book, I suppose. So it might say things like, or the feelings of the books, something like that. It'll say like adventurous, emotional, mysterious, inspiring, tense, sad, lighthearted. I'm trying to think of some of them that are in there. There's a lot more than that. There's like all these different like ways of describing the book. And then there you can say if the book felt primarily character driven, plot driven, or a combination of both. You can put whether you found the characters lovable or not lovable, or it's complicated. You can put, what's another question? You can say if it was a slow read, a fast read, or a medium read. You can say, so we got character plot, we got lovable. Oh, is the cast of characters diverse? And you can say yes, no, or it's complicated. There are places where you can write in additional comments if you want to. I never do because I don't know. I'm just ready to move on after I read the book. And so I don't do that. But you can put in additional things there. And then there's a place for you to add in trigger warnings so that they can help to keep updated on the different trigger warnings that might be inside of the books. So you can do that. And then you can give a star rating I think that's it. There might be other sections in there that you fill out, but I generally just fill in like the multiple choice questions. And then if I find that there is a significant trigger warning that I want to add, I'll put that in, and then I'll give it my star rating. Oh, and you can rate the books not just 1 through 5. You can do 0.25s, 0.5s, and 0.75s. So you can rate a book as a 3.5 or a 4.75 or whatever, which I love that because some books I feel like I would rate them a 4, but they're kind of a higher up 4, you know? Some books I would rate as like just a straight up 4. Some books to me are a straight up 3, but a 3 is so much different than a 3.75, but you know, maybe not yet ready to be 4. So anyway, it just lets me get a lot more intricate with the way that I am tracking that sort of thing, the ratings themselves. Then Storygraph does this really cool thing that as you are reading your books for the year, it will give you statistics about the books that you're reading. It'll tell you the number of pages that you've read, and it categorizes them. So it's like a pie chart. So it'll say like the percentage of books that are 500 and more pages, the percentage of books that are 300 to 500, the percentage of books that are 100 to 300 or under 100, that sort of thing. It can tell you the different genres that you read. And if a book has multiple genres, it'll put it in the multiple genres. It'll tell you, what's another cool stat in there? It'll tell you the way that you consume it. So the number that's audio, the number that's physical book, the number that's digital or Kindle. It will tell you multiple reads of the same author. So kind of drilling down on, are there specific authors that you really like or that you read more than one book by in that year? I wish there was a way for, I wish they had a stat for the type of author, like male, female, non-binary, LGBTQ, neurodivergent, like those sort of things would be really cool to know too, but that's not on there, at least not yet. Anyway, it gives you a lot of really cool stats, and I love that because I just love numbers and I love stats, and that makes me really excited. So I love Storygraph. I do. I like it better than Goodreads because Goodreads, I feel like Goodreads is a good way for me to keep up on what other people are reading, and people can keep up on what I'm reading. It's a good way to discover new books. But for the actual tracking, I find it kind of lacking. So anyway, yeah, that's my shtick on Storygraph. And it's free. It's free. There's a paid version and you can get more stuff, but I just use the free one. And I find that is all I need. Okay, so we've got pumpkin for the pumpkin patch. I didn't mean to put that away. Okay, sorry, I'm reading through your comments to see if there's anything else. Any other questions in here? Beth, the book that we read for our last book club is one of my favorite books of all time. It's funny, the story behind it is that I've actually read it prior to this year and loved it. And it's a not very well-known book or not very well-known author. So when we were picking books for the year, I was like, I really want to get our group to read this book. The book that we read is called They Mostly Come Out at Night, and it's by Benedict Patrick. It's part of his Yarns World series. It's just so good. It's one of my favorites. And we paired it because for the book club, and I can explain a little bit about book club for those of you who don't know about it. But we'll come back to that. We'll circle back to that. When we select books for the year ahead, my team and I select 2 books that are within a certain parameter, which last year, this 2023, we did genres. So for the month of October, we picked kind of a horror-ish, like a dark fairy tales, or, you know, sort of thing. Kind of like grim fairy tales. So we had this folklore one, this very grim folklore, which is the Mostly Come Out at Night. And we paired that against a horror book, knowing that we would have really loved to read the horror book too if that's what got picked. But a lot of you in the book club don't like horror books or scary books. And so you picked They Mostly Come Out at Night, and it made us all very happy. We were like, yay, we get to read our favorite book and force everybody to read it. It was the best. Anyway, so it's a good one. I recommend it. I recommend going back and reading it if you ever have a chance, Beth, because it's super good. So, for those of you who don't know about book club, what I'm talking about, when I had my crafty Patreon, I started doing a Zoom book club as part of the Patreon group. It was a way for us to connect within a different medium, still talking about stories. We're storytellers at heart, right? So still doing stories. A lot of the book club members are either avid readers or enjoyed reading in the past. We wanted another way to be able to get together and connect and talk about different things, whether it's themes in our book or just our lives in general. And so in 2022, I started the book club. I had a couple patrons reach out and they were like, please do book club. And I was like, you know, I love books. Let's do it. Yeah, book club. So we started it in 2022. In 2022, my sister Haley and I picked all the books for the whole year. And we tried to make it pretty diverse in terms of the types of books we were reading, knowing that we have a really wide group of people that would be participating in it. The book clubs took place over Zoom. I'm going to write in the words later. We're just going to do the stamping for today because the rest of it can be later. Anyway, so this I can put away for now. Yeah, let me put this back over here. We picked all the books for 2022, and all of the book clubs were done over Zoom. With the Zoom calls, we try to make it really inclusive. So generally, if like anybody can participate with their video and their sound off and just listen in. There's also like a chat section where a lot of people will just chat in the section, like kind of like you're doing right here, right? Like writing in the chat box and communicating and connecting in that way. We also have a bunch of people that keep their videos on, and that's usually an indication to me that I can call on you to talk, because I like to have everybody participate if we can, because that's how we get to know each other, right? Is by participating and talking. So we have that. I host it. I come up with the questions that we discuss, that sort of thing. 2022 went really well. Like, we really, really enjoyed the book club. It was just a fantastic way to connect with each other. And I found that in talking about books, so often we end up talking about our own lives and then getting to know each other on a much deeper level. Even though on the surface we're talking about a book we just read, it can really bring so much more of us out of the depths, you know, when we're talking and communicating in that way. So it's been really good. And then this year in 2023, we decided to pick all of our books in, I think it was October or November of last year, because we wanted to have the list out in time for everyone to do Black Friday sales and Christmas lists and that sort of thing. So we decided for 2023 that our reading theme was going to be genre based. So every month we read a different genre. We've done historical fiction. Have we done historical fiction? I think we've done historical fiction. We did science fiction. We did folklore / horror. We have our middle grade book is our next month's book, or November is a middle grade book. December is our magical realism book, I think. We have fantasy we read. I'm trying to think what else. We did a memoir. So trying to read a wide variety of different genres, and in order to make everybody feel a little more included in the process of selecting books, what we ended up doing last year was picking 2 different books for each genre and then putting up polls and having the book club members vote on which book they wanted to be selected. Whichever book won the poll was the one that got selected for that month. So that's been this current year. Now, I shut down my Patreon in September, at the beginning of September. So what I did is I opened up the book club for anybody who wants to be part of it. It is through Facebook for now. It's just a Facebook group. It is, so if you're listening in and you're a reader and you want to come join us for November and December, it is Shelf Life Book Club is what it's called. Shelf, like bookshelf, dash or hyphen life book club. And we named it that because, you know, bookshelves, whatever. We talk about the books on our shelves, but we also talk about life. So it's shelf, life, and then book club. And also it's a play on words. So come join us. Come join us. It's free to everybody until the end of the year. Next year, we're going to be bringing it back into its very own Patreon, all of its own, for, you know, like a really small itty bitty price, just to help us cover some of our costs to it. And then next year I have my sister Haley, my sister Caitlin, who's on here with all of us, and our really good friend Sarah. We are all 4 of us co-hosting the book club together for next year. Next year, our reading theme is reading around the world. We're going to read 12 books from 12 different countries all around the world. The books have already been selected for the year. We did the same thing. We actually picked 4, narrowed them down to 2, and then had our community vote for the last 2 to pick the 1. So we have all 12 books picked, and it's going to be a good time. So that's going to be in January. That'll go back to Patreon. I think it's going to be just like $2 a month. Like, it's going to be something really small. Anyway, but for now it's free. So come join in if you're curious on what book club's all about. And for those of you, if you're like, I love to read, but I don't know if I want to participate in a book club, that makes me really nervous. Remember 2 things. 1, you don't have to, you can just listen or you can watch the replay. That's cool too. And 2, I always post the questions in advance. So you have a chance to look at the questions that we're going to be asking, so that you have a chance to think about it before you get to book club. Because I know for me, I'm a long processor. I like to know the questions ahead of time, so I have a moment to, I have a cat visitor here. So I have a moment to think about it, so I don't feel stupid when I'm in the conversation or like I'm, you know, blocked. Sometimes that happens to me where I just, you know, I feel stuck. So that is book club. That's my plug. Shelf Life Book Club. That's on YouTube. Not YouTube. It's on Facebook. But you don't have to, if you don't like books, that's fine. You know, it's totally fine. You do you. I'll do me. Okay, I need a ruler to write some lines. This year though, okay, so just a fun fact that I feel really proud of is that this year my reading goal was 40 books. That's what I wanted to read this year in 2023. I hit that goal in June, like halfway through the year, I hit the goal. So I was like, okay, well, let me push it up. Let me make it like 60 books. And then I hit that in, I want to say like August. And I was like, okay, well, how about 80 books? And then I hit that goal, I want to say in like September. Like, it was crazy. And then, so now my reading goal for the year is 100 books. And I just finished book number 90. I am 100 pages away from finishing book 91. And I am like 30% of the way through book 92. Like, it's crazy. I've been reading so much this year and it feels so good. I love it. I love to read. And I feel like somewhere along the lines I lost that, and it just feels really good to have that back. So while I haven't been doing a lot of crafting, I have been doing a lot of reading, a lot of it. All right, so I'm just drawing a cross here, or a plus sign basically, to mark these different sections. This is where I put the reading, watching, it's going to be eating and playing. Like, what's the other thing that I do? Play. Sometimes. So I'll make these. There were 5 weeks in October. It was a big month. Okay. Oh, and final thing I'll say too is if you are interested in joining in for our November book club, we always meet on the 3rd Thursday of every month, except, no, this month we're fine too. I think it's the third Thursday. December, I think we're meeting the Thursday before. I don't remember. I don't remember. I should look at my calendar. Anyway, but we meet the 3rd Thursday of every month. This month we are doing a middle grade book, and the book we are reading is called The House with Chicken Legs. So, if you're interested, you can check out what that book's all about. It was cute. Okay. So, there is that. And then, Ronelia, I saw you're here too. Hi! Oh my gosh, it's been so long. I've been seeing some of your stuff up on my feed too lately. It's so nice. I don't spend a ton of time on social media anymore. A lot of times I just, maybe some of you are this way too. I don't know. I like pop into it and I scroll like a little bit down and I'm just like, no, I can't do it. and I get back out. I think partially it's because I'm not doing I didn't do October Daily. I'm not doing Thankful 30. I'm not doing December Daily. And that's just what my feed is full of lately. So I get in there and sometimes it makes me feel a little depressed that I'm not doing it. Sometimes it makes me feel like, well, you know, everybody else can do it. Why can't I do it? And then it's like, no, really, you actually can't do it. don't do it. And then, I don't know. I get in there and I see some of your guys' stuff and I love it. It's so beautiful. And I just love being able to see what you're making and through what you're making to see how you're living. If that makes sense. But I've been kind of not around very much on social media lately. I don't totally regret that. I think it's been kind of good. Kind of good. I don't know why I was saying that. Oh, because I still see some of your guys' stuff. Even though I only pop in for little bits and pieces, I still get to see everything and it's great. Not everything, but you know, some things. And it's great. It's very great. Okay, so these are just like bare bones parts, right? So I'm doing the same thing on I forget that this has like I'm at the point now where this is higher than the other part, so I have to make sure that I put this close to an edge. Yeah. So that we get it. Okay, so these are all the books. This little book stamp comes from the Studio Calico Book Lover stamp set, which I think came out, it came out this year in August, I think. It's one of their August stamps. This is one of my favorites. It was the last month I was on the Studio Calico design team, and I was so happy that it was the book themed ones because I would have been really sad to miss out on the book ones. So it's serendipitous for sure. Okay, I gotta go back. Okay. Etienne, hi! You're here too. I did. I bought all the Heidi Swap October stamp. They are the only, no, that's a lie. I got some from scrapbook.com too, but it was one of the only purchases I've made for scrapbooking supplies since, I can't even tell you when. But I was like, I have to have it. I will be so sad if I don't have it. Especially that Halloween house builder stamp. It's amazing. Okay, I will tell you, because I see that you said you wish you had time to read. I didn't read nearly as much when I was doing all of this full time, because it's you can listen to an audiobook generally a lot faster than you can read an actual book. So in a week, I might listen to 2 books and read one, like a physical copy of one. And depending on the audiobook, some audiobooks are, you know, better than others. And sometimes I can read or I can listen to a whole book in like a day or 2, depending on the number of hours it is. And I speed it up. So I don't always listen, well, I never listen on one speed. It's generally 1.75. So it's, you know, a 4-hour book is, I don't know, what is that? It's 40 minutes times 4, whatever. It's, you know, not 4 hours. So that changed a lot for me. When I was working for myself here and I did a lot of stuff with my phone, right? I had to record things and all that business. I couldn't use my phone to listen to audiobooks, and that's my primary source of listening to audiobooks. So when I stopped doing a lot of this, and now I have an office job, I have a daily commute to and from work, I have a pair of, Erin got me a pair of Bluetooth headphones. So when I'm cleaning the house or doing laundry, I can just put my headphones on and listen to my book. I do it because that's what he does when he makes dinner, you know, and I'll come down and start talking to him and he can't hear anything I say. So now he gets that right back. And I'm like, how's it feel? How's it feel to be ignored because I'm listening to something? Anyway, that definitely made a big difference for me. A big, big difference. Another thing that I started doing a couple years ago that I've gotten better and better and better at doing through the years is reading before I go to bed every night, no matter what. Oh, dang it, I meant to. Okay, hold on, I gotta move this. I don't want to waste the ink. Okay, we're moving you to here. Here we go. So I read every night before I go to bed, even if it's 3 in the morning. Like if I was an idiot and I stayed up until 3, which has definitely happened maybe 2 or 3 times, I still read before I go to bed because I'm like, no, this is a commitment that I've made and I'm doing it. So I haven't missed a single night this year. And that also makes a big difference because even though you might only read 1 chapter, sometimes you only read like half a chapter if you're really tired, it still is something. And often I find myself, I'm like, okay, I need to lay down in bed and read 1 chapter before I go to bed. Like that's my goal. And a lot of times I get sucked in and I read more than 1 chapter. I do try to go to bed earlier so that I have time for that. Or Izzy right now has to read 20 minutes a day as part of her homework. So a lot of times, you know, we lay down with the kids at night. And when I lay with her, I read my book and she reads hers, or, you know, Jonah, same thing. And so it just gives us the opportunity to, like, to do that, you know, to take the time and do that when it's hard to find time to do that. So anyway, the audio thing made a big difference, but it wasn't, I guess my point is that it wasn't feasible for me until I stopped constantly using my phone to film. And that's what made my goals, my bigger goals, more achievable. So different stages, different ages, different opportunities, you know. Okay. here. The narrators do make a big difference too, Etienne. I see your comment about that. It's so true. Okay, so Renelia, you're talking about immersive reading. Sorry, you guys, I'm probably like really far behind all your comments, but I just want to... Okay, so you're talking about immersive reading. So for anybody who doesn't know what that means basically reading a book at the same time as listening to the audiobook, the same book. So many people recommend that. I really want to do it. But I have to tell myself, like I have to convince myself that it's okay, that, you know, I'm only going to have, what do I want to say? Like, for me, I'm like, oh, but then I'm reading less. But not really. Not really. Another thing that I've been doing, do I have one in here? I do. I'll show you guys something I've been doing with my physical books. It makes the reading process take a lot longer, and that's a downside. But I remember what I read, and I engage with what I read on such a deeper level that it is one of my new favorite things to do. And that is to annotate books. Okay, but I'm going to show you that. Hold on, I'm going to get through the rest of these. Let's get through the rest of these comments, and then we'll talk about book annotating. Etienne, I pre-ordered Iron Flame 2. I did it. I can't wait for it to be here whenever it gets here. Okay, crafty question for you all. You're moving your new scrap room, unpacking, organizing all the things, purging as you go. We've just rediscovered a lot of favorites. How would you use the old stuff that you love while using your current collections? I think for that, yeah. Okay, I'm reading Etienne's comment right now. So keep the old things where you see them. Combine new and old, try to pluck one piece of an old, build around it. Yep. Etienne, I keep getting marketing emails about her class, about Heidi Swap's class. And I'm like, I can't do it. Oh, I missed one. I'm like, I can't do it. But also, it looks so cool. I'm glad that you're loving it. Because it did. It looks like such an awesome thing. Awesome class. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, I'm getting caught up. 2 older collections. Booktube. Yep, that will do it too. Prime reading time is 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's so bad at the end. But I get it. I get it. I like that. The coworker who presses snooze and instead of sleeping just listens to a book. Although I have such a hard time waking up. I don't know if I would probably fall back asleep anyway. But yes, I love that. That's awesome. And yes, instead of scrolling, that's another big thing is I've stayed off of social media a lot lately. I have timers on my phone for how long I am allowed to be on social media. And my Instagram timer is 15 minutes a day. I think my Facebook one is 15 minutes a day. And my YouTube one is a couple hours a day. Only because I used to do a lot of these lives and, you know, you need time. Which now that I think about that, I hope I didn't change that setting to be less because I haven't done these in a while. But I never hit the times, which is good. Or if I do, then it's like, well, okay. Yeah, I spent 15 minutes on there. I don't need to spend any more time. We're good. So I do think that that can make a huge difference too. Just the amount of time spent on social media. I used to watch YouTube a lot. And I don't as much anymore. I assume that will go in spurts. You know, there may be a day where I just feel like, nope, I keep doing this, where I feel like watching videos and not reading. You know, it can happen, and that's fine. Okay. This is slightly crooked, that's fine. Okay, so then I'm just adding the words underneath so we know what these mean. So we've got reading, reading, reading. I probably should have just set my entire book up. Although I didn't know, like I changed this, so this is now eating instead of going, you know? So if I had set it all up at the beginning, then I couldn't change it. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. A new one about writing? Yes. Okay, what do we got? Reading, we've got eating, which can go on here. Let's do playing so I can get that over with. Playing is here. Okay. This little Mario mushroom is one of my favorites. It's so stinking cute. And it's just the right size for this. That was from an old, what was it? It was called Level Up from Paper Person. So I've got Level Up from Paper Person, New Episode from Paper Person, Made from Scratch from Paper Person, and then Book Lover from Studio Calico. And that's all my icons here. All of them are old. Every single one of them. Well, not the Book Lover one. But the Paper Persons, oops, I just smudged that. That's okay. Okay, so we've got that, we got that. Let's do, we have watching and eating. Watching. Then I have my little, I don't even think I'm going to do my tracker ones because I didn't keep track of anything. So that's kind of a whole lot of pointless. So we're not going to do that. Let's do these and then we'll move on to the next. Watching. I need to do this for November too, but maybe I'll do that tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what we have time for. Worst case, I can always do this in December, you know? It's fine. Okay, and eating. Okay, so that's all that. So got those done. Got the bucket list done. I will say, for those of you who are like, oh my gosh, it takes so long to do this. I will tell you it's because talking to all of you is very distracting. And it does take me a lot longer to accomplish things. But it's worth it for me because really that's what we're here for. This is, you know, like I said, this is not any kind of rocket science at all. So we're just here to hang out and chit chat. That's what we're doing. Okay. Here we go. Let's do October. Hey, is this what I got? Yeah. Actually, before I do that, let me write my lines in here. I just gotta find my pen, my marker. I think it's in here. No. Okay, no. Really? Really? Actually, are you in? Might be in a different pencil case. Oh, where did I put that? Downstairs? Of course I did. Of course I did. All right, so. Okay, well, I'll do that later. I like to use a very light gray marker to just make lines. You can kind of see that here. There's like some lines in here. I'll do that later. Okay, so this first one, let's do oranges. Oranges and grays is what I'm going to do. And black. Yes. So I want to start with some kind of fun. Let's do this. Ooh. This like, do you believe in magic? Can go here. And then I'm going to pull over my list. I've already got stamps pulled. we'll make that easy. Okay. All right. Okay. Do you believe in magic? It's a song that I'm not going to sing because it'll get stuck in my head. Okay. All right, so I've got the next. I want to do, did I color these two? Okay, yeah. So in addition to color theory inks, I also pulled out pens or markers because I like to coordinate everything to work together. So I think we're going to go orange first. Yes. So we're going to do orange for Monday, which will go here. Tuesday, Wednesday, then it will be Thursday. I gotta remember how to, do I go across and down? Yes. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is gonna be here. Okay. And then Sunday will be orange. Okay. And then we're going to do this dark gray. Will be Tuesday, Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. And then light gray. Which is going to be Wednesday and weekend. Okay, so that's kind of the color scheme here with black. Okay, I could maybe I'll just do this one so that it matches. We'll go. It'll be fine. So I'm just going to make some lines. Okay, there's that. All right, so now what I need to do is add my stamps based on the color. So we're going dark and then light and then black. We can add in here too. So let's start with orange. I've got this really cute school stamp set. So the first thing I'm going to document is that it was the start of math homework for Izzy. So I'm only going to put 2 things on this one. So this is going to be the start of math homework and then getting the car repaired. Neither of these things needs a ton of context. You know, it's kind of easy, or there's just not a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of these. So we're going to go homework, and maybe you I'll do in black. Well, no, because you're right next to the black. So you I'm going to do in orange. So homework, and go there. And then I think I want to put this cute little owl underneath, and we'll do him in black. Okay, so there's the owl, and then that's going to stand for homework. So I'll put like a little, I'll leave myself some space in there, and then we'll move on to the next one. This was from, I think, Close to My Heart. Yeah, Close to My Heart was the animal school guys. They're so cute. I only had one stamp for school that I was just using over and over and over and over again, so I purchased a couple of new ones before the new school year started. Okay, so that's that one. Right, I also had this one that I was like, maybe I'll do that one. No. And then I have this, which now that I'm thinking about it, there's this tiny little car, which, yes, to the car. And that can just go like right in here. Like that. I kind of want a word like, what is this? Travelogue. On the road. Yeah, none of those are appropriate because those are all good things. This was not a good thing. So I want maybe this. No, just no. It wasn't really a shocker either, though. So, no, not to you, but maybe tough. What do you have on here? Oh, yeah. Hashtag struggle. Maybe this. This could be good. Is this real life? No. Okay, I think I'm going to do this one that just says ugh. Because that's exactly how I felt. So we had just gotten our other car fixed. And then this one had to go in. Oh, so annoying. Okay, ugh. Okay, so there's that. And then I'll add my own journaling in between. Probably later tonight. And then there's that. So now, the next day. Nope, I want to keep you. We're going to move orange and get the dark gray. Okay, so for dark gray, we've got the dentist appointment. Look at this one, is super cute with this little tooth fairy. What do I want to say here? I mean, literally the tooth fairy did come. So I'm going to put this one. It came at night though. So maybe I'll put you down there. I also like to alternate too. So like these ones are at the top and then will be written, and then the top and then will be written. These will be underneath. So this will be at the bottom and I'll write on top, and then I'll put something here and write on top. So this one's kind of big, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. This is the one. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, Eddie, and I see your one that you're talking about, the ones with the ink jars. They're so cute. Was that paper person? They are so cute. This is so dark, it's almost black. It could just be black. That's fine. We're just gonna pretend. It's gray. Okay. So that is my tooth. Okay. The tooth fairy came to your house too this week, huh, Beth? Yeah, this. So, okay, so here we had, right, so we talked about math homework. We talked about the car stuff. The car, basically, I am driving Aaron's car because it's smaller, more compact, and therefore better on gas mileage. But it is older. It's a 2010 car, and the muffler rusted off. Currently, the school road that we drive on to go pick up the kids is under construction, and it's like bad. It's potholes everywhere. It's really awful. And I think all of those potholes just like killed the muffler. So it was hanging off. We had to go get the whole muffler replaced. So it was super annoying. Then this day, so we have the tooth fairy, right? So Izzy, after 8 years, 8 years of absolutely no problems with her teeth ever, had 6 cavities, and one so bad that they just pulled the entire tooth instead of drilling it because it was too close to the nerve. Luckily, it was a baby teeth. All of them are baby teeth, but the one they pulled was a baby tooth, so it wasn't like that terribly big of a deal. They're like, it's fine. She's got another tooth that will come in, but I could not believe it. And Jonah had 2. So between the 2 kids, we had 8 cavities. So I'm like, great. For 8 years, I've had to deal with no teeth issues at all for either of my kids. And in 1 year, it's like they made up for it. You know, like, what the heck? Like, is something wrong with our water? Like, what the heck happened? Okay, so I want this. It's finally here. That's the other one I'm going to do. But yeah, it was quite the fiasco. So we had to get her, and Izzy is a highly anxious child for things like that. So, for example, she has pretty severe farsighted vision, and I can't think of the word for it. There's a word for it when one of her eyes is significantly stronger than her other eye. So we actually patch her good eye for 4 hours every day in hopes that it will strengthen her bad eye. We actually have an appointment next Friday to go find out if that's done anything at all. And I'm going to make this small up here, like that. And taking her to the eye doctor and having them put eye drops in her eye is the worst time of my entire life, because she just cannot do it. Like, she has to have multiple people hold her down. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So when we found out that she had these 6 cavities and a tooth that had to be pulled, I was like, what can we do? What is available to us to make this experience not terrible? Because she doesn't hate the dentist at all, and she will. Like, it's going to be really bad. And so they let us do laughing gas. So she had the laughing gas, and she had the, oh my gosh, words are failing me. The A word. It's not antiseptic. It's oh my gosh, you guys will know it. The shot that they give them. What is that called? Anyway, it starts with an A, right? Anyway, so they had to give her all of that stuff, and it was totally fine. Like, she did great. She did great. I was so proud of her. She did so great. It was probably worse for me than it was for her in the room, because I had to sit in her room and listen as it got ripped out of her head. And, that was a little traumatic for me as mom. But she was such a champ. Oh my gosh, what is it called? I can't think what it's called. It'll come to me eventually. Anyway, so the tooth fairy came earlier than expected for a tooth that the tooth fairy wasn't expecting to get for a while, and left some fun stuff for her. Okay, we got this. All right, so for this one, for Wednesday, the 4th, oh, and it's finally here, is a Stationery Pal order that I bought myself, which I was really excited about. There are specific pens here, actually, because I've talked about this already. I'll show you real quick. Let me just not dry up my ink in the process. So let's look at this one. So this is a book that I have already finished it, that I read for my local book club, which is me and my sister and Haley and my sister Caitlin and our friend Sarah. We have our own, like, personal book club too. And this month we read Small Angels. It was my sister's pick. So when I talk about annotating books, here's what I mean. Actually, this is not a good example because I didn't actually complete that part. Oh, do I have any up here that I did? No, I don't. Well, I can explain it. So in here, I have some sticky notes. I actually just used the same thing that I'm going to use in the planner. And these are going to be different themes that relate to the book itself. I need to go back through this and read through the notes that I wrote down so I can determine what those themes are. And then from there, I use some, it's not this, it's a different one. I use page flags to mark a different color. So, like, let's say one of the themes is, like, what do I say, like faith or belief or, you know, belief versus reality, or fantasy versus reality, something like that. Maybe would be one color. And then any place in here, when I show you, I would mark with that exact color, so then I could quickly flip to and find those things, if that makes sense. So this I haven't filled out yet. I still have to do that before my book club. I think that's next week. So then, as I'm reading, what I do is I highlight portions that stick out to me in the book, and then I write down notes about either why it stuck out to me. Maybe it's I feel like it's foreshadowing, or I have questions, or I just feel like commenting about whatever it is. So I have notes throughout here. I have circles for things that I don't know what that word means, and things to look up. And so throughout my books, I am almost like having a conversation with the book while I'm reading it. So it really has enhanced that reading experience. So this order that I got from Stationery Pal were extra supplies to be able to do my book annotations, which for that what I use a very specific Tombow Mono marker, which is this one. It's $9.90, and it's so much cheaper to buy these on Stationery Pal than it is to buy them on Amazon and or at Michael's or any craft store. They're so much cheaper on there, so I just bought them on there. And then I also use the Micron 03. And so I just got a bunch of those too. So anyway, and like this was from Stationery Pal. It's so cute. So anyway, my order came in and I was really excited about it. So yay, it's finally here. Oh, where'd that come from? That book, I guess. Okay, so let's jump to this one. One of the things I'll say about that is it does make reading take a lot longer, but I feel like I'm not forgetting them as easily anymore. Because sometimes when you read a lot of books and you just move from one to the next to the next to the next, then you kind of lose it. Okay, so I want this to go here. Okay, so this is my catch-up call with my friend Kasha. In a very old Feed Your Craft stamp called All Digital. That is that one. And then I also, so Jonah was homesick this day. It was a rough week. It was a rough 2 weeks or a couple weeks anyway. Because he was homesick though, I was actually able to make it to the One Little Word Zoom call, which hasn't happened. I haven't been able to do that at all lately. I'm actually just gonna cut these apart. Because they're too long. So here we go. One little word. I wish I had one that was just like O-L-W. I had to think about that for a minute. Okay, so word, put there. I kind of made a mess. Little. And one. Okay. All right. One little word. There we go. And I can write a little piece there. Okay, so there's Wednesday. I feel like the next time I do the black and orange, maybe I'll just do, like I'll alternate the orange and this dark one, but then just actually stamp black. Could be kind of cool too. Oh, all right, so Thursday. Izzy had a hair appointment, and her hair, she got her hair dyed purple. Well, the lower half of it dyed purple. It washed out immediately. I need to find a different hairstylist, because mostly because the product that my hairstylist and the building or the company that we go to, what they use are like very good for you, very all natural products, which I love, but with the colors, they just don't stay. And I don't know if I care as much about all natural, especially since it's not touching her scalp. So I just want to find someone else to take her to. And this is going to be random. It might throw a whole wrench in this whole thing, but I kind of want to do it purple. Like, even if I just do part of it. Yeah, because that's how it looked. So, purple hair. It's fine. It goes. Okay, so we've got that. And the other thing I have is my local book club, for October. It was my book pick. And we read the book Meddling Kids. Oh, good night. Who said good night? Good night, Etienne. Wash in cold water. Yeah. So, what was I gonna say? Oh, the book I picked. I'm like, I had something I was talking about. My book. We read the book called Meddling Kids, which is by I can't remember his name. I don't remember his name right now. But anyways, it's a play on Scooby-Doo / like Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys, kind of all of that old school kind of mystery gang type of stories. And I really liked it. It was very different. It was a very different book because it was kind of like horror meets comedy. So sometimes it would be really funny and things would be like, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I wish I could actually see that. That kind of works. Whatever. I wish I could see that on screen because that sounds hilarious and I just like, amazing. And then there were other parts of it that were just really kind of horror filled. So I feel like it was a little complex. Like, do I feel like you had a hard time deciding how you felt as you read it, and it made it really different. And I super loved it. It personified everything. Everything had character. Everything from the people's hair to the houses to like furniture. Everything was personified. I love that. Like, it just made me so happy. So, anyway, if you want to read something really different, then check out Meddling Kids. It'd be a good October book to read next year. So, anyway. Okay, there's that. I feel like I also need to do an entire spread that is orange and purple. Those are my kids' 2 favorite colors. So Jonah's favorite color is orange. Izzy's favorite color is purple. And we were telling them, we're like, how cool is it that you guys combined our Halloween colors? You know, and they're like, yeah, it's so cool. Because we love Halloween around here. We do. We really do. And it made them excited. Okay, Friday. So I can get rid of this. Woohoo! I need to take a drink. I am thirsty. What do we got? Go blue. All the colors of the room, but blue is the hardest to wash out. Okay, that's good to know too, Renelia. We've done teal. She's done red. And the red stayed a little while. The red like faded out to almost a strawberry blonde. It was really pretty. One of my favorites that she did was like a magenta. It was so bright. That was the very first time she got her hair colored. But it was also a really different product. It wasn't this. They use, I think it's Avon. is what our salon uses. Ooh, I like Kimmy Taco about it. Okay, so on Friday, I met my mom for lunch at a Mexican restaurant next to my work. It was really nice. Back when I used to do all this stuff full time, I used to bring my kids over to her house on Wednesdays, and I would often like stay and chit chat with her for a couple hours. And now that I do something different, we don't really get to hang out very often anymore. So it was really nice to have her come down for lunch. And I want to do these little tacos because they're cute. Yeah. Okay, so we did that. And then this was the Studio Calico Tacos stamp. I really, really, really need to get the pizza one. I keep not getting it, and then it sells out. And then I, put myself on the notify list, and then it notifies me. It recently notified me that the pizza stamp is back in stock, and I was like, oh, I want it, but I don't need it, like I don't need it. But constantly I'm like, oh, I want it. Okay, that's gonna be too big. So I think this one, I just want this. On this specific, I think it was on this day, I posted a picture of my October TBR pile and shared that on Instagram with the things that I was doing and things that I wasn't doing lately, which was kind of a fun prompt to fill out just randomly. Like, here's what I have not been doing lately, and here's what I have been doing lately. So it gives kind of a cool picture of where you're at in your life at that moment. And in that moment, I was not crafting and not cleaning. My house was a disaster zone. Absolute. It's better now. We've picked it up. It's better. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to do the light. Okay, so for this one, okay. This day we did the, where did I put that? We did the Glenlore Haunted Trails. Now, I want to use this entire space to talk about just that one thing. So I'm actually going to turn my book sideways. I love turning it sideways and putting stamps sideways on here too. This one for my Heidi Swap, this is the Haunting 23. That's for something else. It has these really creepy trees that I think are kind of perfect for this. So I kind of want to do like, actually maybe you can go at the beginning. We'll put a couple of you in here. Is there anything else I want to do? Maybe like I can maybe put that witch in there. Or bats coming out of the tree. That could be cool. Maybe some, I don't know if I want grass. I have to decide on that. We'll think about that. So we're going to do, also, do I want to do, like, maybe I want to do a gate on top too. Okay. All right, so let's go tree. Tree number 1. Is it ever about what we need? I know, right? I know. I know. I've been trying to talk myself into it and out of it at the same time, Yes, you keep saying you want it, but you can't buy it unless you actually make something. Here I am, I'm making something. Maybe this is my permission to myself. But actually, no, I need to buy planners first. That's first. Okay, so we've got some creepy trees. And I love it. Okay. I think I'm going to put the gate. Get here. Get here. Okay. We've got those bats. Can fly out of that tree. And what am I putting on here? Horseshoe. Like, do I want to do like, no, it's too much. Too much. But we can do the witch. Flying up there. I think that's good. And then I can write my notes in there. Okay, so we've got that. All right, and then I need the orange. Okay, so for this one, the kids went with Aaron to like a horse show on this Sunday. I don't have anything about horses, but I was thinking I could do this like hello fall or autumn days. Maybe I'll just do hello fall. I don't know, something about a horse show feels like fall. We have friends that own a horse barn. And they were doing like a fall themed show. So Aaron took the kids to go because I was like, I have so much I need to do, I cannot go. This house was a disaster. So I sacrificed to stay home and clean. Okay, so hello fall. I kind of meant to put that lower, but oh well, that's fine. So, hello fall. We'll work with it. I wasn't there, so I don't really have a lot to say about it. Okay, and then the last one for this week is this Embrace the Mess, which is going to be, what do I want to do here? I think I want to say all day, the vacuum, and the spray bottle. This is one of my most used stamps. Embrace the Mess, because it's got all the cleaning things on it. So you're going to be up here. I'm going to put down here. So I've got the vacuum and the spray bottle. Okay. And all day, every day. Isn't that the truth? All day, every day, yep. Okay. And then I'll write up here. Okay, here we go. So there's a week. So then, time are we at? We're at 9 o'clock. Okay, let me think about this. So, I got this done. Yes, that was a big achievement. This needs to be done. This is done. Okay, I might do one more week. I'm just doing this, so you guys can stay and hang out as long as you want. I'm gonna get one more done, and then I'm gonna go to bed. That is my plan. So this next one, I want to do. These are my colors, with some black thrown in. Put that aside. So let's begin with. And I'm done with you. This I still need to write in. Oh, I should put, this was what, week 40? Okay, week 40. I'm done. Okay, got this. Okay, and a water. These are my new favorite seltzer waters. What's the name of it? Seltzer waters. Sparkling water. They are, I would tip it, but I just opened it like, you know, dummy. It's called Spindrift, S-P-I-N-D-R-I-F-T. They combine carbonated water with fresh squeezed fruit. So they're not like 0 cal because they have fruit in it, but they're also still not They're like 5 calories. But what I love about them is they kind of feel like drinking a cider and or a sour beer. Like there's something about it that is almost a little bit fermented, and I love it. So if you like sour beers, then I highly recommend trying the Spindrift, Spindrift brand of seltzer water. They are a little bit more pricey than LaCroix, but I like them. They're really good. Oh, yeah. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Next, we are going to do you. Okay. So let's see here. On Monday, we did a bowling makeup and I went grocery shopping. So, oh, you know what? I need to do colors first. So this time we've got purple, green. Oh, I could also do orange too in here. That would be good. But no, purple, green, yellow. So I think I want to do purple on the Monday, the Thursday, and the Sunday. Okay, and we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. Sometimes I color these in too, and I might do that later just to add a little bit more color on this side. Okay, and we've got green. Kind of a limey monster green. Okay. And then this mustardy yellow. Kind of mustardy. I don't know. It is and it isn't. But it works. Okay. Yay. Okay. There's my color scheme. So let's start with the purple. Purple, green, and then yellow. Oh, I also don't need you anymore. Okay. So we did bowling and groceries. So I can, you know what? I'm going to put some of these stamps away. Otherwise I won't know what I'm doing here. So we've got, that's a tracker, fall, books, food, books, currently, title builders, books. Honestly, I feel like I should put this into media. That's hobbies, kids, tough, travel, school, icons, nope, currently, there you are, food, media, gaming, and books. Okay. And that's how I put them away. So I've got prompts, I've got title builders, which is where I put you, journal, patterns, currently, icons, trackers. Okay. And so I organize my stamps based on theme, not maker. Okay, I've got motivational, celebration, day, spring, summer, here's fall. No, I had more over here too. This one's also fall. This bin is full. I need to either pare things down or shift some stuff around. It's like this is all Halloween, but it's not all going to fit in here because we got too many things. So we'll just set that to the side. Okay. Then I've got home and then school, work, rest, pets, people, kids, love, and then tough. Okay. That's there. All right, this one has books or reading, and then media, gaming, hobbies, that. And then the other ones are pop culture, plants, and exercise. And then, last but not least, we have food, drinks, outdoors, exploring, zoo, museum, theme parks, travel, COVID, and vote are my themes. Okay, so you back to. All right, so we've got bowling. I do not have a bowling stamp. I need a bowling stamp because now we're bowling every other week. So that's something I could use. Then we've got grocery shop. That is going to be in my my icons. So I have these everyday icons that has the shopping cart. Also, I have in my food stamps, I have one that's all about like takeout, delivery please, and it has grocery pickup, but I can just cut that into grocery. Okay. Or grocery pickup works too. Okay, so I've got that, and then I don't have anything for bowling, so I think what I'm going to do, what I did last time is I just used alpha stamps. I think I'm going to do that again. Oh, it's just finding maybe some of these little ones. I think I've got a couple alphas. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll use that one. Okay, let's do it. So, groceries were first. So we'll do that. There's my shopping cart. And this one says grocery pickup. So what I'm going to do is just ink half of it. Stamp that. Clean it. And then ink up, dry it. Okay, and then ink up the other half. There we go. Turn it over. Okay. All right, and then this. So we're going to leave a little bit of room. I think what I'm going to do is maybe do this one sideways. We're just going to go for it. Why not? It'll be fine. I did not measure at all. B-O to B. I-N-G. Oh yeah, we're good. And good night, Julie. Thanks for coming and hanging out. It was nice to see you. Bowling. Okay. Yes. Here we go. Monday. Done. Next. Tuesday. We had swim lessons and a really big work day. So we're gonna go. Okay, hold on. I got food. Icons. So I need work. And I need swim. Okay, so it's that. I know Studio Calico used to have a stamp that was all about swimming. I need to get that one too. It's going to be on my wish list for Christmas. Okay, here's my pool stamp that I use for everything to do with the pool. Let me move this too. Okay, so we're going to do work. I just want this one. Okay. So for this one, I've got this work mode, getting things done, today's office. I think I just want the work mode. This is one of my favorites too. Green. There's work mode. Yeah, after the previous week, because that was this week that everybody was sick, right? Yeah, Izzy was bad, and Jonah was sick. It's a whole week of it. So then there was a lot I had to catch up on when I got back to work that week. Come on. Okay. And then for the pool, I think we'll just do my tried and true goggles. And maybe this time I'll do this. I don't know what this is, but it's fancy and I like it. Like that. Cool. So we'll do that. Yay. Okay, so that was Monday and Tuesday. All right, Wednesday we had parent-teacher conferences. And then I ordered a new daily planner that day for next year. Work, pool. Okay, so I need school. Wait, it's just going to be in here. Is there any like parent-teacher conferences? That would be awesome if there was. Elementary school days, back to school. Maybe I can do something there. Learn, transition. Star student. Maybe. I think I'm going to use this one. What was the other thing I had? Oh, I ordered a planner. So I actually have one that's about journaling. Right? No. Where are you? Is it a tracker? Did I put it here? Yes. Notebook. So I think what I'm going to do I want to do this that says notes, sketches, thoughts. Okay. And then inside put 24. So that's what I got it for, was for next year. Okay. Sure. All right. And then the other thing I need, I have school conferences. The pencil's cute. It's too big though for what I want. I think we'll just do like ABC. And the star student. Okay, that should be good enough for that. All right. Next. Jonah got his hair cut. I had a meet and greet at work, and the kids had a makeup swim lesson. So we can go back. Do I have any? What do I want to say? It was not Friday. It was, no. Let's see if there's any like. Does not work from home. Maybe I'll do this like maybe. Okay. Okay, so yeah, let's do this one. I think what I want to do is this. We didn't really have a Zoom meeting, but you know, it's okay. It gets the point across. Okay, so you can go there. And then Jonah had a haircut, so I think I'm going to get some scissors to represent haircut. That's going to be in my hobbies crafting. I think I have good scissors in this one. Yep. So we'll do a pair of scissors. Will you fit on here? Okay, and the kids did a makeup swim. So I'm going to get those goggles back out, or maybe something similar to that. Like maybe I'll just do the waves. Hi, Kathleen. Welcome. Yeah, we're still going. I'm still going. I'm trying to finish this last week, and it's really dark. I apologize. I can see that on my screen that it's super dark for you all. But yeah, I'm finishing out this one last week, and then calling it a night after that. So yay, you got to make it. I wonder if I could like. I'll just do it like that. Okay, so then we had makeup swim. Okay. Woohoo! Alright, so we got that one. Then we're on to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Which, okay, for Friday. I actually worked on this memory planner on this Friday, the 13th. We had homemade pizza and no school. So let's grab the what do I have here? No. Does this one have one that says no school? Oh, Oh my gosh, I don't have one that says no school. Well, that's okay. Okay, no. Well, you know what? I can do this. We can do like this. This can work. This little paper airplane. We'll do that. We'll say no school. The kids stayed home. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we got that. And, okay, we got that. And then I have a pizza, but it's not as cool of a pizza, but it'll work. Which is this one. We did homemade pizza. And I want to do something about crafting. Let's grab that hobbies one back out. Okay, so we've got I heart crafting. How about that? I definitely put this in here upside down. We'll fix that. Okay, so I heart crafting. And go there. All right, there's Friday. When I'm done with this tonight, what do you guys think I should do? Should I go watch a show on TV? Cause I can't ever watch shows because, you know, I gotta lay down with the kids at night and all that stuff. So I could either go watch a show or I could go read my book. What do you think? What's your vote? Show or book? Okay. This, I worked all day on my one little word October prompt. So let's just get out this nonsense. Okay. What is all this? My story journey. Oh, okay. Are these separated? How about this? So we'll say my we'll go my word and then I want to do my and story. My word, my story. Sure. And then I'll journal down there. Okay. Yeah, that works. Both, Caitlin. I mean, I will have to read a chapter before I go to bed. That is the rule, right? But I could probably do both. Show first and then book. That's probably good. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Is go watch something. Just because I need to give my brain a rest. But I am currently reading the book. It's a book of the month pick from September, I think. It's Vampires of El Norte, I think is, or El Norte. Anyway, it's like a cowboy / vampire book. It's not been my favorite. It's kind of like, it's one of those books that I'm really close to finishing it. I think I'm only 100 pages or so away from finishing it. And I want to finish it so I can move on to something else. Like, it's, yeah. Oh, okay. With the zoo. So, you know, it's just, Maybe other people like it. I don't know. But I'm struggling. I'm struggling with it. I don't really like the characters. I liked one, but I don't know if I like either of them. And it's slow. Like, the book is slow paced. I thought it was going to be a lot scarier or spookier. Like, I was really looking forward to something that would give me the chills. And it just does not. Like, it is not. If you don't like horror books, but you like something that's a little bit mysterious or creepy or, I don't know, like very PG on the creep factor, then this would be a book that you might like. Because it is just not, it is not scary. In October, I read a whole bunch of, like, horror, mystery, suspense type of books, and I liked very few of them, which was disappointing. I felt disappointed, you know? Okay, I think I want to use a combination of this one and something Halloween. Not that. Not that. What did I throw down here? New. Well, I mean, you're kind of cartoony. Okay, I kind of like the word boo on that one. I'm thinking. Oh, maybe I'll use this. Okay, because this day we did a boo at the zoo with my sister. One of our favorite ones, if you live near the Lansing area, Lansing, Michigan, or if you're ever visiting in October, the Lansing, Michigan area, which is where Michigan State University is located, they have a really awesome zoo event for Halloween called Boo at the Zoo. It's awesome. It's better than Detroit Zoo, in my opinion. Detroit Zoo is better at Christmas lights. Don't skip out on the Christmas lights at Detroit. We did that last year and we regretted it a little bit. But we learned, we learned. And so this year we were like, okay, we're going to do Boo at the Zoo and we're going to do Christmas lights at whatever it's called, Detroit. Okay, so I'm going to put a web up here. I don't know where you go. Like this. Okay, yep. And then my lion. Can go there. It kind of sort of works. Maybe a little bit. Okay, and then I want to do... It's not quite the look I wanted, but we can't win every time. I think that's probably what I needed to do. Oh well. Alright, so that can go there. Put this away. And I want another zoo animal. So we have the lion, and let's do the maybe the monkey. I think one's just too thick and the other one's too thin. Oh well, I should have used high swaps. That's what I should have done. Okay. Oh well. So there we go. We got Boo at the Zoo and the other days. Okay, so I keep seeing the book. All right, there we go. So I'll tell you my October books that I read that I really liked. Where's my list? Here's all my lists. Okay, so I did talk about this, and then we'll sign off for the night. And I'll be back tomorrow to finish. I've got 3 more weeks to do in October, and then I'll be caught up, which is exciting. I still have to write in them, but anyways. Okay, so this is week 41. For anybody who hasn't been here today, here's what we did. Here's what we got accomplished in the last, 2.5 hours. It won't seem like a lot, but, it is. So we did this whole page. We got all of those photos stuck down. And then we prepped this little thing. This is a mind map that I'm eventually going to do. We got this week stamped out. And we got this week stamped out. I need to add this. These are just to help me condense my writing and fit it all in. And have somewhat straight lines. Okay. All right, there we go. So this week is done. What I still need to do is add in my words so it looks more like that. But in general, we got the foundation part done, and then we got this part done too. So then tomorrow I can just get those the rest of the way finished. Okay, so books that I read in October and what I recommend. Okay, in the beginning of October, I actually listened to most of it in September and finished it in the first couple days of October. I listened to a book called A Study in Scarlet Women, which I liked. I want to say I gave it a 4-star. I don't remember totally. I think it was a 4. But it was basically a Sherlock Holmes feminist retelling. It was pretty good. And it's a series, so there's going to be more. Then I read a book called The Lighthouse Witches, which was, let me think about this. I liked The Lighthouse Witches. It also was not terribly scary. It was more mysterious than it was scary. The twists in it were really cool. So I don't know. I can't remember if I gave that one a 4 or a 5 or a 4.5 or something in there, but it was between a 4 and a 5 for sure. I liked it. Then I finished the book, The Keeper of Lost Things. That is a book that we're reading in December for the Shelf Life Book Club. So, I liked that one too, but more on that in the book club. So that's that. Then I listened to the original Haunting of Hill House. I liked The Haunting of Hill House. It was very different than the show. So if you've seen the show on Netflix, there are things about the book and the show that relate to each other. You can definitely see where they got inspiration from the book, but the book is very different, and it was good. It was written, oh gosh, I can't remember the actual year that it was published, but it's old. It's an older book, and I love the fact that so many horror books from like a long time ago are written by women, and The Haunting of Hill House was written by a woman. So that was that. The next book after that I read the physical copy of was The Stranger Upstairs. This book right here, it's very pretty. I gave this one a 3, which it's very rare that I give a book a 2, or I don't even know if I've ever given a book a 1. A 3 is usually like, I didn't really like it, but I could see that other people would like it. So other people may like this book. I was really unimpressed with it. Again, I thought it was going to be a lot spookier than it was. I was very disappointed that it was not very spooky, and I did not like the main character. She was super annoying to me. I did not like her. So that was that one. Then, what came after that? After that, I listened to Interview with a Vampire, which is another older, it's not really horror, but it's about vampires. So it's like spooky-ish, I guess. It's Halloween-ish. It's autumnal. I don't know. Um, I found I found that book, and it's also written by a woman, and it's a series of books. I believe it's a series. It's been made into a show. I think the show would be a lot better than the book. And that's very, I don't say that lightly. I'd pretty much never say that a show would be better than a book, but I actually found the book very boring. Um, I think that the show could depict it in such a way that it would not be boring, though. So, I don't know, I'm conflicted. But I did not enjoy the book. Then I listened to the book, They Both Die at the End, which is kind of a young adult kind of suspense, but then also like really introspective, heartwarming kind of a book. I loved They Both Die at the End. I listened to that entire book in one day. It was so good, which is a huge difference. Interview with a Vampire took me like a week and a half to listen to. It was super long. I want to say it was like 25 hours long and boring. So I was like, it took me forever to finish it. But They Both Die at the End. I really liked that book a lot. I gave that one a 5. Small Angels came after that, and that was a physical book that I read. That one, I think I gave a 4-star to it. I enjoyed it. It was a slower read, which could be because I annotated it, or it could, I also just feel like it was kind of a slower read. Like I could put it down and not feel really drawn to go pick it back up. So it's a toss-up. So I was like, I really liked it, but it wasn't a favorite. So I think I gave that one a 4. Then after that, I had a lot of books this month. I have a lot of books every month. But after that, I listened to The Fourth Wing, which is, you know, like all the rage right now, and I loved it. I also listened to that one really fast, and that one was a long book, and I listened to it really fast. It was very good. I'm excited. And then I actually purchased a physical copy of it that I would like to eventually reread and annotate. And I pre-ordered the sequel. So that should be coming in November, and I'm hoping to read that fairly soon. And then the last one that I have finished is A Discovery of Witches, which is from, I don't remember what year it was published. Pre-COVID, it was published. And it's also a series. And it's got like witches and vampires and demons and, you know, kind of like, again, like October-ish type of a topic. I really liked it. I think I gave it a 4. It is a series, and it is a series that I do actually want to continue. So I'm going to check out the next one and listen to that one too. I am currently in the middle of the Vampires of El Norte, which, unless it has a really epic ending, is probably going to be another 3-star for me, because it's just not hitting home for me. And then I am listening to currently In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune, which will be my 3rd book I have read by this author. And I love it so far. It's, if you've never read a book by TJ Klune, their characters are just really unique. The first book I read by TJ Klune was House in the Cerulean Sea, which stars Lucifer, like the devil, and like a slime character, and like a crotchety old man, and a headmaster, and who else? Oh, there was like a wyvern. It's like all these like really unique characters. And then the second book I read by TJ Klune was Under the Whispering Door, which had a reaper and a ghost, and just like different characters there too. And then this one, In the Lives of Puppets, has robots and humans and like cyborg type characters, but mostly robots. It's really cute. I like it a lot. So that one will probably rank higher for me. So we'll see. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So I just need to finish this book. And then on deck, the next one I actually ordered it. It's coming in the mail tomorrow. I'm going to be reading Endurance, which is the January book for next year's book club. I read them ahead of time, so I have time to create questions and create content around the book itself. So when that comes in, that's going to be my next read, just so I can make sure I have time to do everything I want to do with it. So, and then we'll see from there. Anyway, that's where we're at. Yeah, Discovery of Witches was really good. I liked it. It's eye candy. Yeah, it was eye candy. That's so funny. Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. Oh yeah, that would make it better. That would make Interview with a Vampire better. Yes, hilarious. Oh no, Bronwyn, you can't find it? Okay, let me know. I'm like, maybe we could... Like, maybe we could get it ordered here and then ship it over to you. I wonder if there's a way to do that so that you can get it. I know it's on Amazon, but I don't know. You guys don't have Amazon, right? Like that's not a thing. So yeah, let me know, because we can touch base on that and see if we can make something work where we can just order a copy and then get it mailed out to you. Because yeah, it's such a good, I've never read it, but I have heard nothing but really, really good things about it. So I'm super excited to read it this year for next year. We're anyway, the whole thing. Amazon Australia is different. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I say that out loud, but so anyway, yes. Yep. It's Alfred Lansing. Yep. That's the one. And it's a nonfiction book. So anyway, Bronwyn, we'll touch base on the side and see if we can work something out to get it to you. Because yeah. All right, friends. Well, what if you ship right from Amazon? I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. We're going to get you that book. We're going to get it to you. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you go because I'm going to go down and find some show to watch. I don't know. I'm just going to pop on to Netflix and whatever looks good, or Prime. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to go watch something. I'm going to go drink my water, and then I'm going to read my book a little bit. Hopefully by the time I log back on to you guys tomorrow at noon, that book will be done. That's my goal. And tomorrow we'll be back. We'll be back at it. So come hang out if you can. If you can't, that's fine. There'll be a replay, which you can watch if you want, or don't if you don't. It's been really good to hang out. I'm really glad you guys were able to come join me. This was fun. It was really nice. It was kind of a breath of fresh air for me. So thank you. Thank you for getting me in my craft room. All right, you guys all have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll see you another time. Bye, friends.